We're going here. We are hitting this button. Okay, so today, what we were doing yesterday was we were looking on let me see if I can get this up here. We were looking at our game design stuff, and we were looking at our basic path for the character, and we were starting to put in placeholders for the things that are there. Oh, the savings account sounds like rich privilege to me. Most often, good interest for about 2 to 4 months, then back to 0.5. Yeah. Yeah, mine was 4.5 for a year, so that was good. Alrighty then, let us go to this Windows, proper Windows. We need to turn the logos off. Turn on our, I believe it's this window here. Is it that window? Yes, it is. So we had put Steve in the game as a placeholder. And now we need to basically go through this and start putting placeholders in for all the peoples that we're going to use. So hang on, I'm waiting for a game maker to start up. It takes a little bit of time. We're on Toby 3. For Toby, remind me later. Let's make this smaller. Okay. Put this over here. Centralize that, and then we need to go back to our village. Let me pull that up. But here's what we're gonna do. So we've passed Steve. We've now arrived at the house. We have the house built, which we'll go through. And the house will be a mess, which we haven't built all of the mess yet. Arrives home. Granddad's not there. House is left. Goes to the clinic. Talks to the nurse. So we need to go to the clinic and put the nurse in. Is what we're going to do now. So this is let me open the right window. Where is Game Maker? Little tiny writing just to hurt my eyes. That's weird. Close that. That did not close right. My windows are doing weird things. Oh, so we have 2 of those. Game Catcher, where did our Game Maker go? Oh, that's really weird that it just disappeared. Oh, I think they're supposed to be in there. Ah. Turn that off, turn that off, turn that on. Okay. So over here is our clinic. So we're going to have to make a nurse and put her in the clinic so that she can then send us on our way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to our retro guy, where we've got all the stand-in parts for the other guys. So like this thing here. Turn this on. So we're going to go back to here. Let's see if we can get rid of the ad. Okay. And I built a nurse, she's a little Viking nurse. She's just a placeholder, so she's kind of a mess. But we'll save her as an image. So, or did we already save her? I don't think we saved her yet. Okay, we'll save her as an image. She's a PNG. Good. We will bring her, we will go back to Game Maker. And we will put her in the building on the right on the top there. And then we'll put some stuff in her the stuff that that she's supposed to say, that Granddad's been taken, all that kind of stuff. I'm in South Africa, and it goes up and down with our repo rate. Okay, cool. It's been pretty high lately, which is good for savings. Okay. Steve, Cervantes, I think they're talking about you. Well, Steve is also Cervantes. We had established that before. So what we need to do is we need to go to the game. We need to make a new sprite. So let's go to our working area. Where is it at? I know it's up here. Oh, let's just make a new one. Screw it. All right, so if we go to sprites, and we're going to create a new sprite. It's sprite. Yes, sprite. We're going to add the image to the sprite. Grab the image. Where they at? She's in the. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. In here, under assets. Where you at, girl? Now, obviously, these are not going to be what they end up being, but they're just placeholders because you need placeholders for stuff. That is not it. Need to go up here. Okay, where'd she go? Is she up here? Oh, there she is. Okay. We have a nurse. Okay, let's pull the nurse in. Do you want to continue? The nurse file sprite is not. Yeah, just make her. Okay, so she's now a sprite. We will call her S Nurse. If I could spell, I'll try that again. So she has been down, and then I think she needs. Let's see. Oh no, that's on the. We have to pick that. This is just building the sprite. We need to do the other thing once we make her into an object. So we got townspeople. We want to make a new object. Create a new object. And call it owner. Oh nurse. Oh nurse, help me. And we're going to grab her sprite from the sprite list. Where's she at? S Nurse. There she is. And she's going to. Oh, she is a parent of. Oops. Of entity. Okay. So we now have on this. She is ready to be used. And then we can go back to our village, our small village. That's our big city. We want our village, which is here. There it is. And we will put her inside the hut. So we go here, we say instances, we come back here, and we go oh nurse. And oh nurse goes in there, like so. And she is in there. So we should be able to get to her. Let us turn the. Okay, we need to turn the upper tile set off, I believe. No, we just need to move. We need to move the things. I thought we put her there. How did we do a build? I didn't do a build. Nurse. We need to be. Oh, I must have put her on the wrong row. She's supposed to be on this one. No, I need to move this thing. I thought I was doing so well and I wasn't screwing it up, but it's highly possible that I just screwed it up. Because she's supposed to be in the instance. Oh, well, we don't have any peoples, so she should be oh nurse. She should be able to. Let's drop her here. Is she? She's here, but where is she? That's weird that she's invisible. She should not be invisible. Let's take her back out. Delete her. Let us move this back to where it belongs. Let's go and create a new instance layer, which we'll call the peoples. We call them peoples. Now we should be able to just grab her and put her in the peoples layer. She should, she's massive. That's why we couldn't see her. She was just too big. Let's make her tiny again. She shall be tiny. That's what the problem was. We kept dropping her, but we were only in the top left corner. Don't worry. She will be made smaller later without a doubt. But right now we're just making her basic size. And then we'll put her inside the clinic. Wow, my brain is semi-functional today. That is weird. I can see her, but you guys cannot. You are looking... Am I frozen? Oh. You know what happened? Can you still hear me? I apparently accidentally hit the thing. So now my OBS is frozen. I accidentally hit the run button, not the tool button. So technically OBS is frozen for me. So hopefully you guys can still see what's going on. If I move her, do you see her moving? So can you see me moving her? We can hear you, but not... Don't touch OBS, I guess. Oh, damn. You see only you frozen, right? We see only you now. Oh, damn it. Not frozen. No, you are moving. Interesting. Let me go and... Oh, let's go back to... Okay, go back to design. Are we back? Okay, we're back. All right. We're working again. See, that's what happens. You know how I keep saying, people keep asking me, well, why do you do a build? The reason I do a build is because of what just happened. Is if I do this here, which is just run the game and do it without doing a build, that's what happens to OBS, is it freezes. It has now come back, but it does work. So here is our nurse. We're going to put her inside the building. So we need to actually move that layer down one so that she will be underneath the roof. Yeah, so that's good. She is in place. Now we can turn this off and do her dialogue stuff. So she has a new text box. Let's go back and look at our... Okay, not that one. That's where we got her from. We want the other window. We want this one, which is behind. Okay. Nope. This one. Oh, we must have changed it. Okay, fine. We'll go back to... Let's go back to here. Click on this. So... One of the things that she's going to say is she arrives at home, granddad's not there, goes to the nurse, goes to the clinic, and then the nurse tells him that some men came and took granddad, suggests he goes to the sheriff. Okay, so we'll add that. Now you see why I do not, I repeat, I do not do a build the way that it should work, because it freaks OBS out, and I don't like it. Don't like it at all. Let's move this over here, and we'll say, okay, she's going to say some things here. Eventually we will make a raise for this stuff. But took him away. Go to the sheriff. Go back over here. Go to the sheriff. That's exactly what we wanted. And then we need a comma and a 0. Okay. So her quick dialogue's in. She's up there. Turn all this back on so she's covered up. And then go back to the build, which is where we're at, and do an actual build so that it doesn't crash again. See, that's why I go through this process here. You've now seen it live. Builds. Okay, that it's building, and then we will go over and do that. Here we go. That is up. We need to make sure it's up on your screen. Doop doop doop. There is a window in the front. This is the one we're looking for. Where's that one coming from? Oh, it's coming from here. Turn that one off. Okay. Looks like this has the wrong name on it. So let's go to the right name, which is 3. And that should fix it. Yes. All right. So now we're in start a new game. We're in our town. Helps if I actually turned everything back on, but yeah, we're not going to do that. We're just going to walk down here. Go and see Steve real quick. So Steve does help bring me reeds and wood to make a splint, or go save your grandfather and leave me to die. Funny if the nurse is the most dangerous fighter. Yeah, it would be, because one of the things that we had talked about before is everybody we run into has to be a fighter, because everybody in that neck of the woods would be a warrior no matter what, because everybody was called to fight it eventually. So now we go to her, and don't worry, I just have to turn those layers back on. I just turned them off accidentally. And she's there, and she's got her sword, and she goes, some people took granddad away. Go to the sheriff. See, she's a Valkyrie. That could be good. But we do need to fix the backgrounds, because apparently I did turn something off. But cool. So we've followed our path line to here. We're now to this part here. And basically all we're going to do is go in and put temps in for all this stuff. So now we'll run him over to the sheriff, and then we'll have the sheriff chase him away like we had talked about. Because he has to go to town next. But he finds the sheriff, all that kind of stuff. But let me fix that background real quick in here. Actually, it should be... Joe Matthew, thank you very much for the resub for 6 months. That's awesome. So what we'll do is, okay, I'm looking at the Game Maker now, and it looks like it's actually, oops, not the logo. I want the Game Maker window. This one. Turn these ones all off. Oh, no. Weird. Oh, because that's the overall. That's weird. What we may have to do is move her to the sprite, the instance. That makes sense. And we'll just put her in the we didn't copy tree. We were copying the nurse. Okay, peoples, grab the nurse, copy her, go to the instance. We should be able to paste her right in there. Paste her. Okay, so there's a nurse. She should be in the right place, which means we can get rid of this people layer, delete layer. And that should fix the missing, archers. Why do we have more than one of her? Oh, because we have one up here. We did copy her before. Okay, we'll grab this one, keep her. She should still have all of her value. Yep, she still has all that. That's good. Put her... Oh, but she's going to stand on the roof now. No, we have to have a second layer for her, don't we? What is this tile set? Let's make this smaller so I can see the whole map. I think this tile set's what's messing us up, because I don't think there's anything... Oh, it's just that guy. So, does she have to be under that? She's not a tile set, she's an interactive. What is that? That turns everything off. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to try this one more time. Maybe I messed up making the instance or something. We'll add the new instance. We'll rename it to villagers. Or villagers. Okay. Villagers 2. We'll grab her again from instance 1. Take her to villagers 2 and put her in there, where is correct, and put her back down here. Or she will be underneath. Go back to instances and delete her. Yeah. Okay, this is right. So she's there. So if we move that under, might have to move it underneath this tile set is what the problem might have been. So we should still be able to see her. Yeah, she's still there. Yeah, we should be good. I think that it was because it was above that tile set, which is the roof to the house on the left. Let me see where we're at. So let's see if that fixed the tile set problem. Let me close this. Re-export the build. Just chasing bugs like we always do. Chase them bugs. We're going to chase some bugs. Going to chase them down the street. We're going to fix it and it's going to be neat. We're going to chase some bugs. Chase them down the street. Okay, so let's put the game back up. Okay, game capture. Now let's see if that fixed it. Hopefully that did. Let's see. No, it didn't. So I broke it. I broke it somehow. Not sure how. Well, I'll have to figure it out later. Some people took Grandpa. Go to the sheriff. Okay, we will go to the sheriff, which basically means we need to go in town. And the sheriff is actually over here. And what we'll do is we'll use him as the sheriff for right now. Technically, he's the leader, but we'll use him as the sheriff. So, Or we can just make a sheriff. That way I can show you how we made the other characters. Yeah. You're pretty quick with the random lyrics. Yeah, I know. It's a thing that I used to do. I've always been able to do that. I make up weird stuff all the time. And the boys used to make the boys laugh when they were little, because I would just make up songs about silly stuff that was going on today. You know, it's just me being silly. My brain just works that way. Yeah, mostly it's because when I was a kid, I had to amuse myself, and that was the easiest way to do it, is just make up stupid stuff. I'm also a huge fan of the old Dr. Demento show, which I used to listen to on Sunday nights in when I lived in Southern California, because Dr. Demento was awesome. It's like, it's time for number one. Here it comes. Here it is. Number one. Yeah. Welcome to the Dr. Demento show. Yeah. Stuff sticks in my brain and it stays there forever. It has its own little compartment. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back to this window here. Open that up. And we're going to go back to our character creator, which is somewhere in here. Nope. Retro game guys. Okay, and what we need is a pre-Saxon Viking sheriff now. Yeah, if I could spell. If I could turn back time. Sharif. Probably think I spelled that wrong, but he looks pretty cool. Does he look like a sheriff to you? He says, I'm a sheriff. He looks pissed. So yeah, I think he'd be a good sheriff. Town guard? Maybe a town guard. Let's see if we make that a little bit smaller so you can see it. We can see what else it comes up with. Let's try a second one. My problem is sometimes it doesn't do the full body, and we need a full body for the way we've been using them. Is that a sheriff? Try something else. Come on, sheriff. Give us a good sheriff. Nah, they all kind of look like town guards, don't they? Oh, that guy is sheriffy. This guy could be our sheriff. I think we're going to use that guy. Let's pop the background out. Remove background. That's the cool thing about this little tool, is it takes the background out, so you don't have to worry about that. And then you can just save it as an image. Boop, 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 boop. Where did it go? Save image as, and it's a PNG, so he's on Sharif. So now we have him. We can go back to our game. Turn this window off. Go back to turn that window off. Go back to the game itself. We have to do the same thing we did with the nurse. Is we have to make a sprite for him. Let me close this out because we're gonna do that, and we need to go to here so I can see this. All right, we need to go back to our windows and make a sprite for the sheriff. Create a new sprite. And import the image for him. Here, assets, new. And where is our sheriff? Oh dear, where is the sheriff? Oh, he would be in reference, I believe. There he is. So we'll pull him in. Say yes. We now have a sheriff. Let us name him. So he would be a sprite sheriff. Yeah. So that is good. I forgot to put, well, we don't really need it, but I'll put his in the center there. That way, that is his hitting point. We probably should have done that with the nurse too, but I didn't. I forgot about it. We'll go back up to objects now, make him into an object. We'll put him in townspeople, of course. Create an object. And we go, oh, sheriff. Oh, sheriff. And we pull his sprite. Where are you at, sheriff? There he is. We have our sprite. We need to make him this. Gotta be an object, and he's an entity. Not an enemy, but an entity. He may end up being. We may have to make him a enemy later, but for right now, he's an entity. Because we will need to probably attack him at some point. So yeah, so we now have our sheriff. Go back to our town. My voice is a little weird. It's feeling a little weird, but we'll put the sheriff over here. We'll put. I don't think we ever made an opening there for him. Oh, but I forgot that he's huge, so we're gonna have to put him in and then shrink him down. So let's go to objects. Let's go to townspeople, which is the level he would be on. Oh, sheriff, and then throw him in there. I am the giant sheriff, stomping through the village. Sorry, couldn't help myself. Had to do it. I believe I hold control down to keep his aspect. No, it's shift. To keep his aspect ratio. This is correct. Now here's a tiny sheriff. Well, he's bigger than the leader, but that's a big sheriff. He's way bigger than Steve. Yeah, he's still too big. He's got to be at least as big as the leader, right? Yep. Shift holds his aspect ratio, so that's better. That's better. It's funny, when we go back into game, he's going to look like hell. But we do, these are just placeholders because we will need to build all of this. The dadness intersects with all aspects of life. Yes, it does. Absolutely. Every day. Gold trim. So now we need to look at our things. What was it that the sheriff said? So let us bring this back. The sheriff basically tells him, go away. You know. But what we wrote, and I'll show you what we wrote at the time, is we wrote, sheriff is dick, and chases him away. So yeah, so he needs to send him away. But like I said, this is the main path. This is not all the other things that we'll put into town. We're just putting placeholder stuff into to kind of get a feel for it, because now we have a path that we can follow. Is when he comes in, he can meet Steve, and then he has the choice of taking Steve, or getting the stuff for Steve, and Steve getting himself to the clinic. And then he, if he doesn't, he goes to the nurse. He goes home, can't find Granddad, goes to the nurse. The nurse then says, Granddad was taken away, go to the sheriff, and he goes to the sheriff. The sheriff is, as we said, the sheriff is a dick, and chases him away. Okay, so let's put that in. We need to put some basic sheriff is a dick dialogue in. You have no idea, for some reason, that is funny in my head to say. Put some sheriff is a dick dialogue in. That's silly to me. Okay, so let's put his dialogue box up. New test box. Let's write some basic here. Let's go. I'm a dick. I'm a dick. You are not important. Go away. That's what a dick would say, right? I like the simple dialogue. Let's put a /n in there. We'll break it up. I am a dick. You are not important. Go away. That works for me. Phoebe old men get lost and die all the time. Don't waste my time. Ask. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's. I don't know if that's too long. We'll try it. I will put it in there. We might have to. I don't know how to do it on the next page. I need to use this to set it up, though. Let me set it up over here and see what we can kind of do with it. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Might be too long. I don't know if that's going to fit, but we'll try. See what it does. Parentheses. We need a /n there. I'm actually just working on the. We can only do 3 lines for the size of the box. Did I miss a punctuation? I did. I missed an L on the copy. Let's go that and then 0. So that should. It might be too big, but it's going to be interesting to try it. I like the ideas. Okay. And yeah. Did I have? I didn't put an extra in there, did I? No, I did not. Okay, so there's an extra there. Oh, it's too long. It doesn't look like. Yeah, it's not gonna let me go that long. Okay, let's try this. We can just do that. We can use the first line. Feeble men die all the time. Go away. Let me see if it's something else. It might be that I put something in wrong. Let me see if I can add the second line. Because it should be able to do it. There shouldn't be anything stopping it. I think it's because of something else. Let me try this. Okay. Slash. Oh, I think I know what it was. This should work. Okay. No, it doesn't seem to work. I think it's because I turned it into multiple lines on this. If I make it just a single line. Yeah, that's what the problem is. Let me fix it over here. Okay, that should do it. That should make it feasible. Now it's just a matter of whether the window, if our text box is big enough or not. That is the big question now. Okay, we need a bracket. Oh, we had a bracket. Okay, our bracket. Okay, looks like it fit. Let's see what it looks like in real life, though. Okay, so let's do a build. That's funny that I accidentally hit that button and caused it to completely freak out. But now you can see where my problem is with OBS. Oh wow, I put it in the wrong spot. Should not go there. Why did it go here? Should be in builds. Copy, paste, overwrite, play the game. All right. So turn the game on over here. Game capture is on. Turn that off. It should be open. Oh, I turned the overall off. Okay. Alrighty then. Let us go into town and see if he even showed up. He'll be all pixelated out. He's not even there. Where'd he go? He should be right here. I must not have turned on. No, he should be there. And this is why you test stuff. Because he is there. Maybe that was an old build. Let's do it. Let's try this again. Let's try the build again. I may have put it in the wrong place. It looks like I did. That's what the problem is. Let's go to builds. Goes here, override it. It's using old data. That's what it is. Because the build's written to the data, and the data didn't. We went the wrong place. That's all there is to it. Let's overwrite. We can overwrite and then run it, and then it should come up. Turn it back on over here. Nope, not the window of the game. No, it should be this way. There it is. Okay. Now he hopefully will be there. Yes, he is. Oh, he's all jittery like Steve is. 1. Yeah, I think that dialogue was too much for it. Oh, that's funny. Unless it didn't save his dialogue, which is highly possible. Let's see if we saved it wrong or something. Highly possible that we saved it wrong. Variable. Let's try to put it in there again. Or it's just too big and it just can't do it. Let's see. Or I didn't hit the right button. That's highly possible too. Because sometimes dialogue does convert back to that original. Take that out. Do this before we close it. And see if it saved it. Come back in. Okay, it seems to have saved it this time. So let's build again. Yeah, so what I'm gonna have to learn is how to put a continue button on the text if we're gonna have larger text for the game itself. Waiting for the game. Okay, there is the game. But here's what we'll find out if it's just too big or not. It might just be too big is all. No, it is. Yeah, that's a lot of text. Probably gonna, as you say, probably gonna be too big. Yeah, too long. Yep. So yeah, but we can also, I'll look at the code and see if there's a way to make the box even expand a little bit, so where it's a little bit bigger, to where we can get, God, it looks like maybe 6 lines, but technically, Feeble men get lost and die all the time. Don't waste my time asking me to look for every old wolf's belly. Every old wolf's belly. Go to the priest and let him pray for your grandfather's soul to reach Valhalla. So yeah. God, I have to let's look at the code to see if there's a way to make that box a little bit bigger. A little bit taller, maybe. Because if we can make it taller, then maybe we could put 5 lines in, and 5 lines probably would be enough to make this actually fit. And any other big dialogue we're putting in as placeholder. So let's go back to our game. Close this. Let's go to text box in. And look at some of the scripts here. Not sprites, but scripts. We're looking for text box. New text box is what we're looking for. New text box. All right, so let's see if I can break this. Equal size, okay. I'm looking for what makes it its size. Breakpoint is 10. That's weird. We're missing. Oh, I must have killed an audio. I did not hear the sound of our. Let's see. Pop-ups. Why have we got no sound? I'll have to fix that later. Maybe it could be people, old man, got lost and died. You don't have to keep both snarky comments. If you want to fit, you could either go people, old man bit and yeah, so if we go something like this, if we go make that and don't waste my time. Bump, 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 because that could be one line that's probably too big as well. The old man bit, or I don't want to look. I'm making changes here. Yeah, because if it's 3 lines, I know that 3 lines will fit. Okay, what is the password? Send to the that being said, so go to the priest. Let's make one change there. Go to the priest to pray for your grandfather's soul. To pray for your grandfather's soul. To reach Valhalla. I think that'll actually make it fit. So let's try that. And then we'll come back and look at the other things. So we probably are going to need to expand that dialog box again at some point anyway. So it's something I'll have to look into because I don't remember which one actually gives it its height. I think it's somewhere in here is a 30% thing, I think, that limits it in height. But it might be in the array, so I'll have to look at that later. Go back to town here. Pop him up, change his dialogue. Need our bracket back. Okay, let's see if that works. That should fit. Okay, make sure it changed. Okay. Okay, wait for it to come up on the screen. Wait for it. There it is. Takes a good 10 seconds or so there. That might make it fit. Let's see. Oh, so close. I don't think it'll add the fourth line, but we can try. I don't think it will, but let me add a pray for your grandfather's soul to reach Valhalla. Silly things, but you know, you have, and unfortunately there's these little things like this that you have to spend time on and make work sometimes. Let's go ahead and put the fourth line, or put a line break. Let's put it there. And then do a save again. Step out, step back in. I think we did do a fourth line on one of the other ones before. And it did, but it's I think it was on one of the tombstones when we put all the tombstone jokes in. So yeah, so a fourth line should be fine. Sorry, I just jumped into the game and made the change and came back. I forgot that the window wasn't open. Oh man, blah blah blah. Yeah, see, so I just have to go back and look at the new text box and see how we can expand it a little bit higher, based on how many lines are in it. Valhalla. Damn, I misspelled that. Okay, no worries. I'll put an LA at the end of it. It's all good. So now we do that. We now have to go to the priest, which we already have a priest in the game. Or whatever he is, whether he's a priest or whatever. God's guy. Which I think is weird. Now that I think about it, if we have... Oh, wait, no. Because we have... The mech guys may have a single god. Or the priest may just work with every god. You know, he's like... okay, we're looking for... We need to get him. So where's he at? He's in here. Where's our priest? Get him over here in this. Baker, butcher, tailor, carpenter, potter, leader, stable boy, apothecary, sheriff. I could have swore we put him in here. Boy, baker, butcher. Let's see if you guys are seeing this. Yes. Blacksmith, barber, candle maker, tailor. Oh, I know it's wrong. He's actually he has a building of his own, so we actually made that into a building so that you can walk in there. So we have to find him up here. There he is. I think that's him. No, that's the innkeeper. That's the inn. That's the teacher. There's the priest. That should be him. Yes, clergy guy. Yeah, that's him. All right. So back to our notes over here. So he chases him off. He can go to Steve, who's standing there. And standing alone in town. Don't waste your time, kids. Someone is listening for your problems. Go talk to the priest is what the sheriff says. Goes to the temple, and we can still do the thing where he sends him to the altars of the gods. And then also Steve comes hobbling up when he comes out of the temple. Steve can come hobbling up and give him some advice since he helped him. Now, if Steve wasn't helped, then Steve's dead, and we'll get his ghost at the altars, as I think was what we had talked about. No worries. Priest technically works for their terminology. Okay. It could be the temple caretaker too. Yeah, it could be that. But now we just need to have him say, go to your gods. Go to the gods for help, because he doesn't know. Our kid doesn't know yet that the altars have been broken. So yeah, I think that works. Is we can go to the gods for helps my son or whatever. However they talked back then. I don't know. Let's go back to here. What text does he have? I don't think he has any text. Oh. Come to me for faith and wisdom. Oh yeah, we had a whole thing about him saying he needs candles and stuff to pray to the gods or whatever. Let's see what he says so we can actually look at it. Come to me for faith and wisdom. I need candles for the temple. And it goes. So we can do a thing where it's we type something out here. It says candles for the temple, but no, we'll leave that for later because that'll be part of the when he starts doing quest stuff. Okay, the temple holds. Thank you, Sparta. The temple holds the prayers of everyone in town. Your prayers are not welcome here, basically. Your prayers will be muffled here. Take this incense. Take this incense and go to the altar of Odin. May he pass his wisdom upon you in this time of need. That might be a little long, but we'll try it. Put it in there. All good stuff. Good job, Sparta. Thank you very much. Yeah, /0. Bracket. Oops. Something jumped. And then bracket. Let's see if that fits. Go back to the game. Close this. Go back to the game. Pick all that. Oh, he's a 2, so we have to make that end one a 2. That's because he uses the blue background while the others use the red background or the brown background. Okay. Let's see if that fits. Let's close this and then reopen it and make sure that it works. Yep, it did what it was supposed to do. Do a build. I'm crazy about building. Just build it all the time. We're building everything. We have deals upon deals. Okay, wait for you guys to pop in. It takes OBS a couple seconds to pick up the gameplay part. Temple holds prayers of other blah 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 blah. Oh, that last one was a little long. Did I miss? We could have put another line in. Oh, I didn't put the N in. I put the slash, but not the end. Or not the N. But for the most part, we have we're almost to the part where we have our final, or the first part of our main path for the character. Notwithstanding anything that he would do with other people or other townspeople send him on and things like that. So we have got him now to the altars. We'll do a run through from the beginning once we get to the altars. So actually we can do it now. Because the only obstacle I think we have is the Steve thing is still kind of up in the air. So pop up, please. Thank you. So now that should be a size that can fit. Okay. I know I put it in. Did I not copy it? Let me make sure I copied it. I grabbed that. Is that the correct time? That's the correct time. Replace. Let's reload it here, see what happened. Okay. Yeah. So that'll send him over to the so he has some incense and light it on the altar of Odin. So this is where he'll find out that the altars have been broken. So we will go back to our thing here. And oops, see. So let's go to our altars. Here's all of our altars, and then this one in the middle is Odin's. So basically we'll have to build a little platform there for him to do sacrifices on. What we can do in the meantime is we'll just put some rocks in front of it so that can be what he uses for until I build an altar thing. Because I like the altar that was in the sketch art where the altar's there and then it comes up and around the god. That was pretty good. I make this stuff too long. Yeah, no worries. It's just for placeholder anyway, so we will work on the actual dialogues for the whole thing as we go. Right now, we're just kind of just putting down fence posts, and we will see how it goes. Because I want to see how it kind of feels once we have it. And so what we'll do is we can actually do it with what we have right now. Let me reload. Let me bring the game back up. And we will start new. Wait for it to come up. And let me make sure that is completely on the screen. Is it? It's a little bit off. Let's move it over just a little bit. No, it's okay. We're all good. Make that just a little bit smaller so that we can actually get all the dialogue on the screen. Okay. So let us do this. Let us start new, which will put us in front of Grandpa's house. I still haven't fixed that. I still have to fix that. So let's go over here and let's get rid of the monsters here so that we can go up to where Steve is, because that's technically we're going to start here in the forest anyway. That is the overall plan. I can't help but pick up the coins. Sorry. Okay, so Steve is help. Bring me reeds of wood to make a splint, or go save your grandfather and leave me to die. I should put to die on there, but I'll take care of that later. Okay, so we decide not to save him. We're going to run away. We're going to come home and say, okay, Grandpa, where's Grandpa? Grandpa. Grandpa's not at home. Search the house. Let's search Grandpa's room. Nope. No Grandpa. So now we go next door to the clinic. Yep, clinic. We go to the nurse. Some people took Grandpa away. Go to the sheriff. Okay, so we go out. We run into town. We run into town. Hello. Okay, I have to make that bigger apparently. We'll probably put something on him to where it's like, have you seen Grandpa? Right now, he's just the Lorax. He speaks for the trees because he lives in the forest. Okay, let's see. We go to Axe Boy. Axe Boy says, bring me axes. I like throwing them at the outer. Okay, so we go. Another little quest item there. We go to the sheriff. Here says, feeble old man, I don't want to look in every wolf's belly. Go to the priest and to pray for your grandpa's soul to reach Valhalla. Sorry, I'll put the A in too. Let's see, Steve, what Steve says. You didn't save me. This is my spirit. Go away. And yes, that's Steve, otherwise known as Santos. Okay, ads are coming up, guys. Sorry. We go to the priest. The priest says, temple holds the prayers of everyone in town. Your prayers will be muffled here. Take this incense and light it at the altar of Odin. May he pass his wisdom upon you in these times of need. So we go back there. So then we have to go. Okay. We haven't put a road in here yet to go to the altars. And I don't think I put it in here yet either. No, I didn't. So we'll have to go back. For right now, we'll go back this way to go up to the altars, which are up here. And then we go to Odin, which is this one's Odin, and then we light incense and basically pray. But as we know, Odin and the other gods don't know about this realm. So it's basically Loki who I think would answer, and he would be a pain about it. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize we were in. I will hold off because zombies are attacking. Gonna get a biscuit. Need a biscuit. How about a biscuit? Yeah, for some reason I've lost my audio on this one. Main. Yes. Pop-ups. Pop-ups. Oh, that's why. Okay. At the end, we should get the brains again. I hit a button that turned it off, apparently. Waiting for the zombies to clear. There. It's working again. I don't think anyone will answer. Instead, he'll find the destroyed altars. Yes. Because we do still have, you'll see him over here, Steve's ghost is still there. So in this particular case, it might be where he appears. Boo, I am Steve, the scary ghost. And we still have to make an otter to put in the water. Because I don't think Steve's ghost, if Steve's dead, then I don't think Steve's ghost would appear yet. I think the otter is the one that would give him direction to fix the altars. Because I don't think that the players should just be left hanging, especially if they don't realize they need to fix them. They may just go, okay, they're broken. There's nothing I can do. Yeah, I think we did. Let me bring Miro back up. Let me get away from that thing since I accidentally killed it. Now it's working again. Okay, so goes to the altars. Altars are broken. Oh yeah, it is the altar. The otter, rather. The otter is there and tells him to repair the altars. So yes. So we need an otter. So let's go back to... This is going to be fun. Let's go back to here. It's too bad that... let's do this. Let's try this. This is for fun. It's funny. You say Viking anything, and it just throws a sword on it. It always cracks me up. Huh. Does that look like Savvy Otter to you? I just had a look at the Tusken Raiders dad joke and I missed. I knew it was something with single file. Also, otters are cool. Yeah. The eyes are a bit intense. Okay, well let's try again. That otter will be lost forever. There, is that more like Savvy? Okay, we'll try again. Spinning the wheel again. Oh yeah, this one. Okay, this one is cute. Okay, let's drop the background. And we'll make it into a sprite and put it in the pond. And then that will be our otter. See, but you can see that this was the point when we first started, was we wanted to be able to pad in Sky. Thank you very much for the follow. We wanted to get to the point to where we could do quick iterations on stuff, and we seem to have a pretty good setup now, because we can build out our whole infrastructure and all the cool things that we want to do without being held down by other stuff. Let's see, we need to go here. Let's close this because I don't want to accidentally mess it up. We need to make a new sprite for our otter. Right, new sprite. And it would be S Otter. I will not name it Savvy Otter at this point because Savvy Otter is not here to defend herself. Where is Otter? Oh no, it'd be references. Otter, where are you? There you are. Otto the Otter. He's so cute. Now, okay, so we have our sprite. We can close that. We now have to make his object. New object. Create a new object. Get the sprite for the Otter. Where you at? S Otter. There you are. Then we need to make him a parent. He has a parent, which is the entities, which gives him all of his extra code. So that's all good stuff. That way we can interact with him too. Okay, then we go to our I should close some of these, but now we just go here and under instances, we put our otter. We should be able to put him. Oh, otter, oh. Did we not make him? I guess did we make him into a... Oh, he's not in this. He's in just in general. Okay, where did I put him? Ah. Oh, he didn't keep his name. Go back to our... Oh, I didn't name him correctly. Oh, Otter. Okay, now he's correctly named. Now we can dump him in the water, or by the water, or in the water, it doesn't matter. He's going to be massive. Some otters may appear bigger than actual size. I'm going to grab that corner. He's got to be smaller than Steve. How big are otters? That's I'm not sure if my scale's right, but I think that's as small as it's going to let us get her. So there is our... Oh, wow. You're not on the same screen as me. Sorry about that, guys. Close that. So otter. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Let the wrong windows open. Okay, so there's our otter. That's about the right size to Steve, I think. Yeah, that's good for now. We'll put it right there. Well, nah, I don't want to center it. I like it kind of off center. That's good. Otto. What do you say? My name is Otto. Call me Otto. And no, I am not a transformer. I am not a robot in disguise. Otto. I am Otto the Otter. Arthur the Otto. Arthur the Otto. Or Artie. You're right, he looks more like a Randy. Too funny. We'd just call him Savvy. That's what we'll call him. Oh, we'll just make him Otto the Otter for Otto the Otter right now for a placeholder. We will discuss names for them anyway. And he can say, to reach the gods, you must rebuild the altar of the god you need. And then it can be a conversation as to who to start with. And I think that in our thing, who was the one that we started with in our note stuff? Let me look real quick. Fix altar 1. Otter tells him to find the stones and repair the blah blah blah. Repair the Otter returns the stones. I don't think we decided on the order of them. I think that what we were talking about was, as long as Loki and Odin are the last two, that's where our discussion had ended. So what we'll do is, let's look at in the game again and see which gods we have there, because we did have a list of gods in there. And let's see, that one is Odin. This one I believe is Loki. I wish they had a, here, can we change that? No, we can't. Oh well, we're gonna have to build it all new anyway. So this one is Hamdall. Oh, let's just do it the easy way. Let's go back here. Turn this on. Let us look. So. So this is Hamdall. This one's Frigg. This one's Thor. Lord. Freya. Or Frey. And then this one should be Freya. Or no, let's try. This one's... Oh. This one's Loki. This one's Freya. Yeah, Freya. So, what we may want to do is have him, obviously want Odin and them to be last, and the Otter can suggest that he starts with Frigg, not Frigg, God. To reach the gods, you must rebuild the altar of the god you need. So I think it breaks down to what we have to look more into, what powers each of these gods have, and which is going to help him start his quests. So if we do that, to reach the gods, you must rebuild the altar of the god you need. Of the gods. What to say of the gods? We won't use the words that you need, because that implies that he can make a wrong choice. Otter. Okay, let's throw that in. We're giving our Otter a voice. Yes, we are. We're giving that Otter a voice. Yes, we are. Okay, we need these two. Throw this in here. Yeah, that should be all good. Okay, and then do like that so it saves it. check to make sure it's there. Yep, okay. Close that for now. Save. Yeah, we haven't saved for a while, have we? No, we should probably do that. Because we do have our basic bones in for the first part. So let's take okay, then let's wait for it to pop up on your screen. Okay, it did not. Let's make sure I turned it on. Okay, give it a second. Yeah, okay. So we were down here, which should put us in here. Okay, so otter is there. We can come here, nothing happens. So we can go to the otter and say, I'm Otto the Otter. You can call me Artie. To reach the gods, you must rebuild the altar of the gods. The altars of the gods. That should be an S. Altars of the gods. No, they will not be making an appearance. No. This is our ideas. They're intruding. I'm back. What did I miss? Well, we put an otter in. We gave it some basic dialogue, so because now he knows that he has to rebuild the altars. And what we can do is on each altar, there's one way we can set it to where it isn't technically, the otter isn't technically telling them which ones to rebuild. But we can put together a hierarchy as to what gods need other gods activated before they're activated. So I'll have to look into that as to who's first. Because like I said, we want Loki and Odin to be the last two. Because as the climax of the game, I think that the world tree finally reaches our realm. Odin finally sees what Loki's been doing, and part of the end is them facing off, and Odin basically stomping on Loki for doing what he did. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Oh wow. Sorry, I've not been paying attention to the time. Yeah, but we have our first beginning path. Yeah, it makes sense, but please, yes, go ahead, Sparta. Yeah, this is the one part is when it was the ancestors before it became the gods. It was I already had a plan out. I don't have a plan out for the gods. But we have part of our first path done. I still have to fix this. I broke it good. I'm assuming at this moment that Sparta is typing a novel, which is going to be brilliant. Your idea was to have it more exploration based. A hierarchy would, yeah, that's true. But we just have to find a way to make it to where Loki and Odin aren't the first one, aren't done till last. because we wanted Odin, because yeah, my first reaction would be build Odin first now, but Odin's the biggest god. He'll take care of everything. You know, and I think the player's first reaction would be something like that as well. Yeah. The easiest way to lock it behind skills that you unlock. Yes, absolutely. But still, he has to have a direction. And that's what we had done with the ancestors is your skills were picked up as you rebuilt the ancestors' altars or the ancestors' tombstones. Now we're in a situation where how do we start the path? Because no matter what, we're going to have to build a hierarchy. Is if Frey's ability he gives you is needed in order to unlock Freya, you know, or to go into the world and use that ability to get what you need to unlock Freya. Freya's ability then allows you to go out in the world and get everything you need for, say, Heimdall. But you see what I mean? Is we still have to, in the background, know that progression. I mean, it could be open to where you just start anywhere, and as long as you don't start with Odin and Loki, it just tells you to go where it tells you to go, and we can do that. But I still would like, for my brain, I still would like a hierarchical list of what is needed and when. So, but yeah, I'm all for the other ones being like, so you could have a direction one, basically give a riddle. Sorry, I'm waiting for the zombies to quit. Yeah. Okay, so you can have a direction one. Basically given a riddle or clue as to where to look, which would be the game recommended sequence, leaving the player who wants to explore to be able to find. Yeah. I mean, if we're going to, the way you suggest that, it makes me think of taking the altars out of a central location and putting them kind of everywhere in the forest and stuff like that, as opposed to the central location we now have. I mean, which can work. I mean, I have no problem with that, because even the clergy can say, you must find the altar of the gods to find help. You know, and then he can go to the main pond in the town square, and that's where he sees the otter for the first time, and she can say, okay, look, or he, Artie could say, look to the west, or look to altar pieces, yes. Or we can do something like that, is where he can get the names and say, go back to the otter and say, where can I find the pieces for Loki? You know, and the otter can say, Loki is, you need Freya before Loki, or something like that, where it's part of the altar, the otter's help sequence. Because you say, which god are you looking to rebuild? And he could say Freya. He goes, you will need Frey before Freya. You know, and then he can go, where would I find the pieces to Frey? And he can go, look to the west by the river, blah blah blah, or whatever. Okay, because the central location with the fountain is a good idea. Yeah, because the fountain will be needed in order to talk to spirits. So, and that's where if you kill off Steve here, That's where you'll first see Steve, is when the fountain is. It may be the thing is he has to fix the fountain first, which I think we had talked about at one point, is he has to fix the fountain first. And the otter can give him directions on the hint as to where the pieces for the fountain are. And then the fountain can, and the otter together can help point him in the direction for everything else. Does that make sense? This is actually the funnest part of any game dev, is figuring out these things. But this is to my point though, is walking through it like this and putting the main path together is very telling as to where the holes are and stuff. And let's say you have 3 altar pieces. The ruin of the god, which is guarded by the animal guardian, yes. But you need the ruin of the god in order to activate the put together thing. You'd find them in more or less the same area, and you can base those areas on the lore of that specific god, and have the otter as a guide. She can tell you where to go and look for all those things. Yeah, so if the fountain gives you a hint as to which god you should do, and then slap some of that god's lore on you, as part of it. Doesn't have to be perfect to the lore of the Norse lore. What it could be is it's lore sounding text that is hints to where you have to go. So you still have to figure out where you have to go. And then the otter can do things like try the northwest or go to the south, things like that. But the otter can be confused at first too, where it's just like, okay, if the fountain sends him to a direction, the otter then he asks the otter, and the otter goes, I do not understand. And then it can say, go to X. But in today, however, when you ask about Loki and Odin, she tells you you are not prepared. You are not prepared to face the threats guarding those pieces. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. That actually works very, very well. Yeah, because those ones should be like in the mine. Somewhere in the mine, in the darkest parts of the mine, in my opinion. But okay, so here we are with what we have. We have Steve here, who says, help me and bring me these things so I can make it to the clinic, or go save your grandfather. Unfortunately, he wouldn't know his grandfather needed being saved yet, so obviously that's a problem. What we can do is, his choices are get these things or run home. So he runs home. On the bridge. Why am I not getting home? Okay. I fixed that too. So he runs home, searches the house, sees it all broken up, because we have to do all the broken pieces and spell blasts on the wall and stuff like that. So he sees all that. So he goes, oh, I have to see if Granddad's at the clinic. He goes to the clinic. And the only person that's there is the nurse. Some people took Granddad away. Go to the sheriff. Yeah, so what we can do is if he helped Steve, then Steve would be in a bed in the clinic when we got there. So, and then he can say, if you're ever in town, I will help you, or something like that. Do something like that. We then run into town. And oh, there's a boy like us. And but he throws axes at otters. Okay. Nope. We go over to the sheriff. The sheriff basically is a dick and says, "Feeble old man, I don't want to look for I don't want to look in every wolf's belly. Go to the priest and pray for your grandfather, to your grandfather soul to reach Valhalla. I gotta fix He goes to this guy. He goes, the temple holds the prayers of everyone in town. Your prayers will be muffled here. Take this incense and light it on the altar of Odin. May he pass his wisdom upon you in the time of need. Okay. So there will be a path here to go directly to the altars, but right now we have to go here, and though actually we'll put it here probably. But right now we only have one entrance, which is over here. Boop. We go to the altar. We can't get up. No, that's not what I wanted to do, but throw it away. Okay. So we can't get there. Steve, if Steve died, then this would be his ghost. And I think that if it's his ghost, he's not happy with us. Even if you find that area, it could be locked by a combination of skills you given by the altar. Yes, a lot of games would lock areas behind special items that you need to pick up beforehand, like gliders or grappling hooks. Yeah, and we do have a grappling hook, so I totally get that. Then we go to the otter, and the otter says, I am Otto the otter, but you can call me Artie. To reach the gods, you must rebuild the altar, each altar of the god. Rebuild each altar of the god. So, and then we can do a thing where we still have to put the fountain. Oh, well, actually, no, each altar god. But you will need the fountain, but the fountain will be needed first. But the fountain, you will need the fountain to direct you to the pieces or something like that. To reach the gods, you must rebuild each altar. Each altar. Okay. Okay, we'll just make it that for right now. Just as a placeholder. But yeah, so that would start our broadcast day, so to speak. So let me open this real quick and add one thing to the otter's text. Okay, so that should take care of that. Close this. Alrighty then. So, Otto, aka Artie, too funny. So now when we get to Otto here, now we have to fix his shadow. He's like, I am Otto the Otter, you can call me Artie. To reach the gods, you must rebuild each altar. The fountain will be needed to find pieces of the gods. So that kind of thing. And maybe Steve is a special summon. If you let him die, there was a talk around needing him to repair parts of the town. So for players to save him, it would be straightforward. For players to let him die, it would be a wait. Why does that guy sound familiar moment? Yeah, so as we say here so we introduce the otter. The otter tells you that you must rebuild the altars. Tells you the fountain is probably needed first. So you'd rebuild the fountain first. And we'd have some fountain artwork there and a broken fountain. Yeah. And that would be an easy one. I think that those pieces will be actually in this map. So I think he would find the pieces of the fountain like in this areas, on this actual flame here. So there'll be like 3 pieces or something. And he can come back and put them on there. Oh, Steve. You know, I just want to point out, Steve has taken a hell of a beating in this game so far. Alive again, dead again, you know, what the hell? Poor Steve. We have to go back to his sprite. And I need to move this down here to his feetsies. Okay, that fixes that. Basically what I'm doing is that his shadow is nowhere near him. So we're just resetting his shadow. We did the same thing with Steve. We did Steve's ghost. We didn't set his shadow. But now we have. And let's see, who else? I think there were a sheriff. I think we did. Yeah, we did with the sheriff. Where's the nurse? I don't think we did with the nurse. No, we did not. Okay. Now at least their shadows will be underneath them, so. And I'm pretty sure I turned the shadows on. Let me see. I think that's an object one. Yeah, that's an object one. So let's look at their objects. They should be automatically on because the otters was. So let's look at variables. Bookable, no. Shadow is default true. So okay, we're good. Now when we go back, it will have shadows. The game will actually have shadows. Gotta keep. Sorry. Game capture. That's what we should have. So basically what I did was I went into and fixed their shadow points. So on the, let me go back here. So if we go to our otter, I had to move its contact point to here so that its shadow would be there, because right now its shadow was up in this corner because that's where it was. Now it should have proper shadows, or at least ones that are underneath them. I don't know if they're technically proper yet. It will have default shadows. How about that? Okay, because that was bugging me. See, so now they're actually standing on their own shadows. Hey, Savvy has a shadow. Yes, I called our otter Savvy. Sorry. Cool. And we are already past time, but yeah, we got most of his beginning path put in that we had in our original setup here. So everything to his first assignment is now in. As far as there's touch points, all of his touch points in all of this are now in, and we got him all the way through. So I'm sorry, it's not. Go back up here. You know, he's in the woods. He's on his way home. He finds Steve. Steve is sick or injured from the battle. Asked for some things, which we'll have to build those things and build his quest stuff. Then he runs home because Steve says that the attack went beyond the war field. Basically, we'll see. He arrives at home. Dad's not there. There's blasts and stuff on the walls, and the house is in disarray and all that stuff. He worries, so he runs to the nurse. You know, to the clinic where grandfather usually is, and the nurse then tells him that grandfather is missing and that he should go to the sheriff. He goes to the sheriff. The sheriff is a dick. You know, he finds town hall because he does have to ask people where town hall is and all that. Oh, actually, he probably doesn't. He goes directly to town hall. Sheriff chases him away. Sends him over to the monk, the clergy, whichever. Let's see. Alone in town. Don't waste my time. Blah blah blah. Goes to the temple. The wise monk sends him out. Sends him to the altars. Goes to the altars. The altars are broken. The otter tells him to repair the altars. Fixes altar 1, but we have changed that a little bit, is that he fixes the fountain first, which gives him the clues for the altars themselves. So we'll just put okay. Okay. Because what we can do with the otter is the otter can be a help thing for when our player doesn't understand what the player's been asked. The player doesn't understand what it's been asked to do. Okay. You had an idea about leaving some pieces in the vicinity, yeah, so that the player can pick them up and immediately repair something. So yeah, the fountain can work. We can do that with the fountain so that he can have that. And then we can use the otter as basically for if our player is caught, the otter can give not direct advice as to what to do, but using your idea of giving like a coded riddle or something that sends our player to where they need to go next, you know. And we can use things like landmarks and things like that. Maybe the otter could do a poem or a riddle that includes objects in the world that he has to that he needs to then go find that area that has that object. Oh wow, we're real late. Okay, let's button this up. Let's save this all out. Let's do that. Should be done and good. We did a lot today. We did do a lot today. At least we're now starting to get a feeling of the main path for the player. You know, because once we get the main path done, then we can add just what I call distractions from the main path. Like the kid with the axes, you could be distracted by him as, oh, get me more axes, and go and do those kind of things. There's all kinds of little quests that'll be in there that'll distract you from moving forward with the actual gameplay quest. But yeah, we'll get there. We will get there. Let me find this real quick. Try to get this before the zombie attack so we can get out clean. We will see. Okay. That goes there. We're all good there. We need to... No, I think that's all we need to do. We need to go back to our logo. What we need to do. Close that. Not that. This one. Open this. Okay. Say goodbye, goodbye, bye. So we got 28 seconds before it tells us to go to Zombielands. So we're going to end after the credit run through. And then we will say goodbye to this section and go to here.